After 4 straight Eastern Conference titles, the Miami Heat missed the playoffs altogether last season, in large part due to the scary blood clots diagnosed in Chris Bosh's lung. They cost him the rest of the season after just 44 games. Team then reset by trading for Goran Dragic. 3D is doing up South Florida for us today, and he is live with Chris Bosh.
Thanks, Matt. Here with Chris Bosh, entering year number 13. Wow. Can you believe that?
Hey, man, don't say it too loud, man. I can't believe it. No, I cannot.
Well, like Matt Weiner talked about, unbelievable injury you went through. Can you express what you went through and how you've been able to come over it?
Well, I mean, yeah, man. Had some blood clot issues. It ended up traveling to my lung, and, I had a really severe reaction, and I was in the hospital and had to have surgery. And, but I'm back. I've bounced back. I've made a full recovery. It gave me a lot of time to really think and really evaluate where I am in my life, and I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to get things underway, and I'm happy to be a part of the NBA once again. I think I'm going to be able to elevate my level of play another notch.
How did it make you feel that the NBA family gave you so much support while you were laying there hoping you can get back on your feet and show us you still can play this game you dearly love?
Well, I mean, it was everything for me because it just showed me how much support that was out there. I mean, I got some text and just some uplifting emails and flowers and cards from, not only guys from the NBA family, but really from everyone. And, it just made me feel special, and not being able to play basketball for that long, that's never happened in my life. So I'm just happy to be in this uniform, man, and I really want to compete with this team, and I think we have a really unique opportunity to do something special.
Now with your health, on paper, the starting five is one of the best starting fives in the NBA. How good can you be and how far can you go?
I think, we can go the distance, in my opinion, I think, but it starts with the first day of camp. We have to start with the fundamentals, and we have to start believing in ourselves right now. I think we've done a great job up to this point as far as building the bond that's necessary. And we just have to believe, man. That's the biggest part, and work hard. Everybody says they want to win a championship.
Right.
Everybody's undefeated right now.
Right.
So that's always going to be the talk of a lot of teams, but we have to come in and work. I'm looking forward to really concentrating on putting in the work. We have guys who knows what it takes to get the job done, so we can't fool ourselves.
Now you look at your bigs, Hassan Whiteside, you're bringing AMAR'E Stoudemire, you got a healthy McBob, Josh McRoberts. How your bigs can help you get through this hump?
I think it's going to be very important, and that's one of our main things that we need to get back to is defense and rebounding. I think if we do those things, that's going to be the main staple and the foundation for this team. I think we have enough scorers. We're going to be able to put the ball in the hole, and that's something that we'll figure out. But if we're taking the ball out the net every possession, that's not ideal. We want to be able to get in the open court and run more, but we can't do that without rebounding the basketball. So that should be on our priority list.
Well, lastly, to make the playoffs last year, is it finals, Eastern Conference finals? Where's the barometer this year for you guys?
No barometer, man.
Finals?
What I mean? A lot of people say, oh, yeah, you can, the Eastern Conference finals. I mean, that's great. The finals, that's great. I mean, if you're going to get there, you want to win. So, I don't want to put any limits on this team. I want to win. That's what I want. Mm-hmm. I want to win it all. But I can say those things. It's easy for me to say that right now. We've got to make sure that we're doing what it takes. We've got to make sure we're putting in extra reps. We've got to make sure that we're talking, that we're hanging out, that we're going to dinners, and we're talking to Coach every day on how we're going to do that and get there.
Welcome back.
Thanks a lot, man.
All right, Matt. Chris Bosh is back, and he's ready to go.
It's good for the NBA, good for the Miami Heat, obviously, and more importantly, good for Chris. That
he's one of those guys you root for.
Absolutely, that he got through what really was a scary diagnosis when you start talking about blood clots. 3D, Bosh, if he's back and healthy, he's able to go the entire season, and Dwayne Wade, who at this point in his career is probably going to miss some games because that's just where he is, but they're kind of givens for Miami. I'm curious about Goran Dragic, who they picked up last year at the trade deadline, and what his presence there after signing a big $90 million deal in the offseason with Miami, what his presence means there in terms of style of play this season.
Well, they assume they're going to be able to push the pace. Coach Spo talked about pace and space. And how you do that, you have to stop the ball on the defensive end first and then get out and run. And Gordon also said he feels comfortable now. After being around D-Wade this summer, talking to them guys, they're looking for him to be aggressive and play at an all-star level.
This lineup, obviously you said on paper the starting lineup looks fantastic, and this is your area.
when you start talking about spreading the court spacing, do the Miami Heat have enough three-point shooters and guys that can space the court, in your opinion?
Well, that's one of the things they talked about, Steve, that they have to have shooting. And sometimes with three-point shooters, they can get that spacing. But D-Wade, you look at Luol Deng, they can shoot the three. But let's face it, they're long two scores. So you got to get penetration. You got to get the ball in the paint. And you do a lot of 1-4 pick and roll with Bosh. Obviously, pick and pop, that's one of his strong suits.
3D, they talked about Whiteside in terms of his improvement and in terms of his commitment to working out over the summer. Have you noticed a difference in his body in terms of eyeballing him?
No question, Isaiah. The body looks good. They say he's down about 18 pounds. A lot of that's turned to muscle. And after talking to him, he said, yes, that Twitter beef I had with Draymond Green about small ball, yeah, that was all fun and everything. But the bottom line, he's about blocking shots. He's about rebounding. And he says he's been working on a little baby hook when the ball goes inside to him from time to time.
All right, 3D, nice work out of you from South Florida. Enjoy the, I'm assuming it's nice weather because it usually is down there. Yes?
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's still, you know, this is South Florida, Matt.
Coconut Grove, baby.
It's South Florida.
Baby, you know, it never gets old.
It's South Florida, and you're 3D, and it's sunny and breezy wherever you are.
Yes, sir.
All right, appreciate it. Dennis Scott with us from Miami. Guys, let's look at this Miami team. If everyone is healthy, and that's sort of a blanket thing for every team, but if everyone is healthy, this looks like a pretty good team. I mean, on paper, this is potentially, as Chris mentioned, some of the expectations are down there, potentially an Eastern Conference Finals sort of team.
Without a doubt, Matt. And if Chris Bosh is healthy, he is a carrier. He's one of the few guys in the league, and there are only a few, that he can carry your basketball team. And what that means, off the court, he can bring them together, as he talked about, having dinner, being a leader. And then on the court, he can get you to the foul line. He can play from the post. He can go to the foul line and make free throws. I mean, so he does it all out on the floor. He can rebound the basketball, and then he can lead. There aren't a lot of guys in the league that you can say, this guy can carry my basketball team. Now, there are a lot of good players in the league, but there aren't a lot of carriers. Chris Bosh, when healthy, is a carrier.
All right, guys, pros and cons on the Miami Heat as an Eastern Conference contender.
Well, I think that they're outside the contender window. And I think because there's too many ifs, you know, if Dwayne Wade is healthy all season, if Bosh can recover and get back to the form that he was at. 3D talked about Goran Dragic and the fact that they want to get out and push the ball. But can Dwayne Wade and Luol Deng, AMAR'E Stoudemire get out at their age and get up and down the floor? You know, I don't think so. And then if Whiteside doesn't improve and have the kind of year that they hope that he has, and with the health history of an AMAR'E Stoudemire in those big positions, are they going to have enough down low to support D-Wade, you know, and Dragic at the guard position? So I still think it's just too much of a load for them to carry.
I'm looking at it as like what Brian said is you have so many question marks in the guys in the starting lineup. I think it falls back on this entire team. How can Spo manage minutes, and also those second unit guys, how much do they have left? They have a decent second unit when you start talking about Mario Chalmers, you talk about UD. But the X factor to me is going to be Luol Deng throughout the entire season, because you guys going to carry a bigger load from that wing spot. But they do have a guy in Gerald Green that they picked up that could come in and give them some minutes and get them out and get out a chance to run. It's going to be interesting. If they can manage just to get into playoffs, they're a scary team if they can get into the playoffs.
Absolutely, and he definitely can get out and run, that's for sure, with Dragic and whoever else is out there for Miami. I'm gonna tell the league something as a public service announcement. If you're guarding Dwayne Wade, do not bite on the pump fake. Don't do it.
Yeah, good luck.
Just don't do it.
It's too good a pump fake. They bite on it.
Well, with him leading the way, the Heat are second in the league last season in terms of their percentage of and-one frequency. I haven't even heard of that one, Zeke, until tonight. You know, Chris Bosh, in at least one way, is already in mid-season form. It's kind of an inadvertent photo bomb of 3D, and then he slowly backs out. But wait, he's not done. Where is he? Where is he? Chris? Gonna make another cameo appearance right there.